Hello everybody, and welcome back to League of Legends. Now I am on the PBE currently to show you all the new Rune system and give all of you guys a kind of guide to like what I feel like is the best for any support characters, because that's what I play the most. I want all the other support mains to kind of have a little bit of an idea what may or may not necessarily work the best, what would be good, what might be crap, you know, things like that. The first thing I'm going to show off is a little bit of the more passive kind of healing and shielding kind of champions and playstyle. Now, first off, we got for the Keystone is Kleptomancy, which is actually a new one that we haven't been able to see from the actual page itself. It was released with the whole update on the PBE, which is nice. You can tell it's not really quite done yet because the item hasn't been finished, and I think that's actually, I believe, I'm not entirely certain, that it's an really old icon that they used to use for a champion that was long been cancelled now. Long cancelled. Which is very interesting that they're like, oh, we still have this, let's just use it. So of course, Kleptomancy is really good because after casting a spell, your next attack grants bonus gold, and there's a chance that you'll get a consumable. Now, this is really good on champions like Sona, Soraka, Nami, Bard even. Because with Sona and Bard, you're like, and even Nami, you use your Q, you auto attack them. Soraka, you can do it as well just to get the little gold, and sometimes you'll even get things like potions, which will help you sustain a lot better in lane, of course. Or because this is a consumable, I bet you can get wards and whatnot, so you don't have to go back and be like, oh, they took down my control ward, well, I have to go buy one. It's like, no, you just got one for free. It's really nice. Now, of course, the next object is there were 3 of them. So you can have when your flash is on cooldown, you have to kind of charge it, which I really don't see anyone gonna really get, to be honest. The stopwatch one, you're not really gonna get Azania's Hourglass, so I don't think you're gonna get stopwatch. But the biscuit, getting a potion like that every now and again, where it restores 15% of your missing health and mana, and you get one every 3 minutes until 20 minutes, and it even increases your mana cap by 40 permanently. That's pretty nice to have on any support champion, because you're going to be using your mana to try to keep your ADC alive, especially if you're someone like Sona, Soraka, or Bard, and even Nami too. The next 3 are Boots, a debt limit, which I'm sure some people could get a debt limit. The Minion Dematerializer, I don't think anyone's gonna get, because as a support you're not gonna really be attacking minions, so there's no use in getting that. The boots though, getting 10-minute boots where you don't have to spend the 300 gold, you can use that to keep rushing like your audience sensor to get more wards or more potions, is really helpful and is really quite nice. I can also see people just getting the debt limit anyway. Even though I feel like the boots is a lot better choice because it gives you more move speed than normal boots would, as well as you don't have to pay money for it. Because that effect is going to stay with you and is always going to be relevant until the end of the game. But the futures market won't really, because once you get all your items built and you're really just building potions, then I don't really think you're going to need a debt limit at that point anyway. And of course the last ones, we have Celestial Body, which is kind of a no-go. You don't really want health, especially as Soraka. Don't get health on Soraka. The 5% damage to champions really doesn't matter that much to you, but like the 100 health, that just means like, why would I get that when there's something else I can get? Approach velocity, gain 10% move speed towards nearby allies that are movement impaired or enemies that you impair. No. I mean, you can use that for Soraka to help run a little bit faster if someone gets stunned. You can use that hopefully to get there in time. But I feel like more than likely it won't be very useful. But the Cosmic Insight, the 5% CDR, 5% max CDR, it's basically like the normal Insight, but it also gives you Summoner Spell CDR and Item CDR. That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice for your redemptions, trying to get your exhaust off to protect your ADC. It might get you flashed a little bit earlier, so that you can hopefully not get attacked and killed. And because all of these are very mana hungry champions, I went with Sorcery, which gives you a 20% increased length time for potions, which is really nice. It said, I don't know why it's not saying now. Here we go, there we go. 20% potion and elixir duration, and 22.5 ability power, or 15 attack damage, which is adaptive. So, depending on what you have more, ability power or attack damage, that will give you that. So I picked Mana Flow Band. Every 60 seconds your next ability has its mana cost refunded, which is really nice for any mana hungry supports like these. And then the 10% CDR when you reach level 10, and every percent of CDR exceeding that CDR limit is converted into ability power or attack damage. This is really good because honestly, when I play support, I like to get the Boots of Lucidity because the passive is just really nice. But the problem is that oftentimes, all the items I have to buy as a support to help people out causes a huge issue because I just have I should have end up 70% CDR, but it caps at 40, so I just bought 30% CDR. That's not gonna do me anything. It always feels bad because your main support item's gonna give you 10% if you buy the Ruby Sight Zone and the support item as separate. That's 20% CDR. Redemption's another 10. Ardent Sensor's another 10. If you get something like Athene's Unholy Grail, that's another 10%. That's just, you can't use all that cooldown reduction, so it's really nice to have that Transcendence. Next up, we're gonna go to a little bit more aggressive supports, aggressive mage supports, which of course you want to go for Aerie. And of course you always pick Inspiration as your second when going support. Inspiration is just the new support tree, really, the new utility. And I've noticed that choosing Inspiration as your second, as opposed to Domination or Sorcery or any other ones, will actually give you more ability power and attack damage for your secondary. But I guess that's probably because you can't get the ability power or attack damage otherwise. So we have Summon Aerie, so your attacks and abilities send Aerie to a target, damaging enemies or shielding allies. So your Janna shield will be bigger. When you heal with Nami, that heal will give them a shield. Rakan shields will be bigger. Lulu's shield will be better. That's always really nice. Mana Flow, you're going to be really mana costly, or just going to suck. Clarity, I gave Clarity for this because you gain extra AP and AD based on how much bonus move speed you have. And as all of these characters, you're going to end up with quite a lot of move speed. Because Nami, whenever you heal yourself or you hit yourself with your own abilities, you'll gain that move speed. Janna, you're going to always be gaining your move speed. And actually, your passive will already give you more damage based on how much bonus move speed you have. Rakan likes to get move speed so he can get to his team faster and he can do that grand entrance a lot faster. Lulu shielding and speed boosting herself is going to be insane because that attack boost plus how much damage she's going to be doing extra. It's going to be really nice. Although, of course, you can go with the other build I just kind of showed for both kind of Lulu and Janna. But I'm guessing, especially with Janna now, you're going to want to do more of this one. And then you have your biscuits and your cosmic insights. That's pretty much what you always kind of want to be going for. You always want that cosmic insight. And you can get the boots, because the boots will give you the extra move speed, of course. And upgrade for 50 gold less. Oh, it's probably because it gives you that 10 bonus move speed, so you know it averages out. Getting those magical boots will give you the 10 extra move speed, which will increase how much damage you're doing a little bit. But I feel like the mana is always really nice. How it just gives you that mana, and getting free health and mana back every 3 minutes is super nice in lane. It's especially since it's an item, you don't even just use it. It's not like, oh, you just get this all of a sudden. You have to actually use it. Now the next we have are gonna be a lot of the more tanks, because we got the healers, we got the shields. Now it's time for initiators, and we're also gonna do disengages. So the first is gonna be the initiators, stuff like Thresh, Leona, Alistar, Taric. You can also do Braum with this. Who else? I'm pretty sure there was another person. Oh yeah, Nautilus. Nautilus would also be good for this. Nautilus support is always nice. So for your keystone, of course, you want Aftershock. After immobilizing an enemy champion, gain defenses and later deal a burst of adaptive damage. I'm guessing it will change between magic and physical damage, but I'm not sure how it's really going to decide that. But it does do damage based on your maximum health, which is really nice, especially as a tank. Font of Life is always what you're going to be wanting to go for. That's basically your Bond of Stone, especially for engages like these champions. Anytime you impair the movement, you mark an enemy champion, and any allies who hit that marked champion heal for 5 plus 1% of your max health. So that's always going to be nice on anyone. Conditioning is something you'll want on any main tank. If you're taking Resolve as your first rune path, you always want conditioning. The other two are not going to be as good, because what they do is you gain 3 flat armor, and whenever you heal for at least 20 health from a or use a consumables effect, you increase your armor by 5% for 3 seconds. That would be nice if you're playing as maybe an ADC type character who's going to want to go a little bit defensive because he knows he's going to get poked out a lot. So like if you're playing against like a Varus and a Brand bot lane, then maybe you want the Mirror Shield, which is basically the same thing as the Iron Skin but with magic resist, because getting protected from, you know, the Brand Fire and Varus's effect, his Blight, will be very good for that. Conditioning, always good for tanks. After 10 minutes, gain +6 armor and magic resist, and increase your total armor and magic resist by 5%. So you get double what the other two will always give you, plus 5% always, never healing. And never had to be healing or anything. So getting that plus Locket of the Iron Soloi on someone like Nautilus or Braum is going to give your allies a lot of health. And it's going to give you a lot more defense than what it used to give, since now you got that 5% bonus. Overgrowth every 8%. No, every 8%. Every 8 monsters or enemy minions that die near you permanently. I'm having issues typing. Permanently increase your max health by 0.2%. Now this is basically every wave. Every wave you get plus 2% of your max health, and you don't even have to do anything. You can just sit there and watch, and it will give you more health. That's gonna be amazing late game. It's gonna be definitely something. I'm definitely not getting a drink. My throat's been drying up because the way I'm trying my best. I'm trying to sound energetic. Oh, you guys. I'm being a Red Mercy here. I'm sorry. Rich boy Red Mercy. The biscuit, son, you always get. Mana hungry tanks, yes please. Except this time you won't really be getting the Cosmic Insight because, you know, the max CDR could be nice, the Summoner Spell CDR. But the 100 health permanently and is gonna be really good. Now I feel like, honestly, the health should maybe be increased a little bit more, but early on you're gonna be a wall against any enemy teams because you're gonna be sitting there with basically like 700, 800 health. Everyone else has like 400, maybe 500. So you're gonna be sitting there with like 200 to 300 more health than anyone else in the game. And sure, you do 5% less damage, but that doesn't matter because all you have is CC anyway. You're barely doing much damage to begin with. Your damage is normally quite low on your tank, but that's just because you have the 1.5 second stuns, so you can just engage on anyone you want and basically just take nothing against them. And you can just sit there and hit them for free. It's gonna be great. Now the next one is gonna be the disengage. So basically everything is exactly the same with the other one. You're just getting Guardian instead. I said Rakan, Braum, and Blitz. So this is if you want to be passive, if you want to stick behind with your teammate, let them push in, kind of. Rakan will be really nice because, well, both Rakan and Braum, because you can jump to your ally. Because Guardian has a really small, like, range. You can only hit your allies in a 175 like range, which is just a little bit more than basic melee attack range, which is really small. But you'll get anywhere from 60 to 150 shield plus 10% of your bonus health and any AP if you have any. And also, when you shield, you'll get 20% increased move speed, both you and your ally who are shielded. So it'd be really nice for dodging and escaping. And it'll especially be really nice late game with the overgrowth, with how much health you'll be getting after that. I said Blitzcrank as well because you can pull in an ally, and if their team decides, oh, that's time to go and engage, you can just pop Guardian, so that hopefully you can get the kill that you pulled in first, and then run away with your shield and your movement speed, and not quite get caught out. You still get your biscuits, and you still get your celestial body. I'm really hoping they at least increase it to 150 health permanently, because I really do not feel like that 100 health alone is really enough to overtake Cosmic Insight. Of course, if you want Cosmic Insight, because you go someone like Rakan, if you want to do this whole kind of passive Rakan, trying to protect your ally as much as possible rather than just engaging, setting up plays, Cosmic Insight could definitely be a lot better because you get that 5% item CDR, so you can get your redemption off a lot more, you can get your Locket of the Iron Soloi, so you can pop that a lot more, have a lot more shields on your team. Just everyone will have a shield. You'll have your Guardian, you'll have your own shield, and then you'll just have Locket of the Iron Soloi. It'll be great. I'm thinking about doing a jungler kind of guide, but junglers are a lot more diverse than the support champions are, and this was a 20-minute video. So I might think about that before I do it. But I hope all of you enjoyed. Leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. And tell me maybe like what junglers you want, and if you want my jungle kind of guide to the new rune system. But anyway, I'll see you until the next time. Maybe it'll be that.